junior boys class, right?
Yeah, it's in between the junior boys and teen boys.
Okay, hey man, these are some of your teams, right? Wait, how old are you?
13.
Okay. Wow. Man, I'll tell you one thing. When I was in the junior boys class, it's the same way. So, a little bit about myself. My name is Hans Morley. Of course, you guys already know. I graduated from Pensacola Christian College. And right now, I'm just here serving at the church. I've been preaching here and there when I was down in college, getting the experience that I needed. So right now, you guys hardly even know me.
Nope.
If this is like the first time you've seen me, raise your hand. Okay, cool. So hopefully, the first time you guys see me or you met me, I have a good impression of you guys because I'm not a power-hungry maniac who wants to control your lives. I let God do that. He just puts me in control to help you do that. So anyways, take your Bibles and turn with me to Jeremiah chapter 6 verse 16. I actually was going to teach on Genesis about the flood and why the flood and all this stuff like that, and give good details about it. But I'm just going to preach today. Genesis chapter 6 verse 16. Can I please have your undivided attention, please? It won't be long. Guys, Jeremiah chapter 6 verse 16. And it says in verse 16, if you could stand for reading of God's word real quickly, please. Verse 16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways, and see, and ask the whole path, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, Lord. We thank you for your love. We thank you for these people, Lord, in here, just every Sunday wanting to serve you. They want to give it your all, God. Thank you, Lord, so much for that. Lord, let them realize they're not too young to serve you. They're not too young to stand and make a stand for you, Lord, at their schools, at their homes, at the parks, wherever they go. Give them the strength that they need throughout this week. Lord, please, God, empty me of sin and fill me with your spirit. Please control my tongue. Whatever I need to say, let it be edifying, not degrading or anything like that. Help me, Lord, to get something from this, Lord. And God, help me, Lord, to get something from this too. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. You're to see it, guys. Thank you so much for saying that. The book of Jeremiah was written by the weeping prophet. Who's the weeping prophet? Well, the weeping prophet is Jeremiah. Thank you, Stephen. Is this a rhetorical question? Now, when we see this passage here, we see that Jeremiah, man, constantly going to whom? Who is he talking to in chapter 6? Well, he's actually talking to the southern kingdom. The southern kingdom is Judah. And now he's bringing the message to them in verse 1. He says, O ye children of Benjamin. This is one of the sons of, I believe it was Jacob. Gather yourselves to flee out of the midst of Jerusalem, and blow the trumpet of Tekoa, and it set up a sign of fire, and Beth Hakerem, I don't know how to pronounce that, for evil appeared out of the north, and great destruction. Basically, this is Israel's last warning. This is Judah's last warning. The book of Jeremiah was a warning to urge people to change from their sins and back to God. The audience is the southern kingdom, that's what we mentioned. And during this time, Jeremiah ministered them for like the last 5 kings. You have Jehoiakim, you have Joahaz, and all these other guys that he ministered to. And then now we're going to the last final stage. But in chapter 6, verse 16, before the fall, Jeremiah is sent by God to warn them for the last time. By the way, guys, in our lives, I don't know where you guys, the background you guys come from, but I dealt with a lot of people who gets warned all the time until it's the last second. The last second.
Yeah.
You see, the children of Israel, they were warned so many times. They were warned about so many different things. Hey, why do you have false idols? Why do you have the high places built up? Not for me. Why are we taking these other idols, and why are you sacrificing your children to these other gods? So many times now, we look at today's society. But man, Mr. Tripp, every single time when I'm driving my car, guys, look, whenever you guys go, God's going to talk to you. I don't care what you guys do. God will talk to you, but it's up to you from the listen, right? Yeah. I'm there driving in my car, man. I'm there sitting on the back and all cool and stuff. And then God spoke to me. God spoke to me so hardcore about this. Why is it with these children that they want to change the sex of a young 5-year-old into a female? And when you think about this too, you think about in verse 6 through verse 8 in Jeremiah chapter 6, here's what's going to happen to them. Micah, he told them this. He said, hey, you're going to be like a grape being plucked off the vine, and there's nothing to be left of you. He's talking about the children will be collected, the priests will be collected, the males will be collected, females, the mothers and fathers, the grandmothers, the dogs. Every single thing of the land will be collected into captivity. Right. That means there's going to be nothing left. Right. Right. Guys, by the time that we're done being war with something, by the end of our life, we ain't gonna be nothing left if we don't listen.
Right.
We're not gonna be nothing left if we don't listen. Because now we look at this world, this sinful-filled world that we're looking at. So many sins going around here. So much sin. But then you see it. Reminds me of our last warning. You say, how come God hasn't come back yet? How come God hasn't killed us? How come we haven't been destroyed yet? No, I think about this because there are still people out there getting saved.
Yes.
I mean, I look at Genesis chapter 8, when he said, and God remembered Noah and the animals and his family. Guys, you guys don't know why the flood happened, right? Men on this earth, they're sinful, they're doing all crazy stuff. In this sinful time that we're living in, what is your name? John. God remembers John. In this sinful time that we're living in, God remembers Luis. In this sinful time that we're living in, God remembers Ethan. Why? Because those people, they kept the faith. And guys, it's up to us. Are we going to keep the faith or not? Are we going to keep the faith or not? Yeah. But in verse 9 to 14, I've already showed what was going on. But this is the people of Israel now. Look at verse 15. Were they ashamed when they had committed an abomination? But you know what that means for the time trip? Were they ashamed at all? Were they even ashamed that, hey, these people are committing sin? Were they ashamed of their sins? Were they ashamed of sacrificing children? Were they ashamed of going against God? Look at the next verse says. It says, nay, they were not. In the book of Ezekiel, when you see in the book of Ezekiel chapter 3, he says that, hey, Ezekiel, I'm going to send you to a place of strange, not a people of strange speech, but to my own people. Because you know what he says in the next verse? He said, if I were to send you to people of strange speech, they would have listened to you better. And this is the children of Israel here. Why is it every single time the children of Israel wants to turn back on God? Why is it every time? Well, they have nothing to do with him. And then this captivity that's going on, that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen to them now. He says in verse 16, thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk through it, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. And many of us in here, we're being told every single day by God, whether it's over the radio, whether it's over the phone, whether it's in our heart, whether we read our Bible or not, walk in the ways that you're supposed to. And in our minds, we say this, no, I will not walk. So my question for you today is this. Are you walking in the ways of the Lord? Are you walking in the ways of the Lord? Hey, let me tell you something. You guys are 13 here, right? You guys are 13? Guys, you're not too young to serve the Lord.
Right.
You're not too young to serve the Lord. That's one thing the generation nowadays, they think that people that are 13, they don't know nothing. Hey, let no man despise thy youth.
Amen.
You stand up for Christ in the public schools. You stand up for Christ at home. You stand up for Christ at your football games, your basketball games, your soccer games, wherever you are, because there are people out there that are still looking at Christians like you. They're still looking at Christians like you, like John, like Luis, Ethan, Stephen. Stephen, how old are you? He turns 12. You know the person, Josiah, was 8 years old when he began to read the Bible. And when he read the scriptures, you know what he had to get? You know what he had with that scripture? He was vexed. He was amazed. He felt ashamed. Why? Because he read the Word of God. And guess what? The only way we can start doing something with the Word of God is if we actually do it today, not tomorrow. Right. See, what did Josiah do? Josiah, he tore down the high places. Josiah, he got rid of the idols. Why? Because he did that thing. My message for you today is, will you walk in his ways? Number one, we look at a positive past. Look at verse number 16. He says, thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways, and see, and ask for the old paths. So what does that mean? Hey guys, guess what? It was a positive past. You know what that means? They're doing things that were pleasing in the sight of the Lord. They were following after Moses. They're following after Jacob, Joseph, all these people that set a roadblock for them. Joshua, that led out of the land of Egypt. Hey, I want you to follow those paths, not your own ways. And look what their ways got you. Guys, let me tell you something. The more we follow our own ways, it's going to get us in a place that is messed up. Yeah. Look at the children of Israel. Oh, did they escape from it? No, they get captured big time. Or they get messed up big time. Why? Because they wanted to walk in their own ways. And when we walk in our own ways, it's nothing but destruction. The ways of a man seems right into his own eyes, but there is destruction. Guys, we can look at this whole world, we can look at this whole place as a wonderful playground, but by the end of the day, when we walk in our own ways, we're going to die. Right. That's how it is. Either spiritually or physically, we're going to die. Guys, how is your testimony? Hey, not also in the school or wherever you're at. Hey, how about the game system? How are the game systems? You know, I play a lot of video games. I love video games. Okay, let me tell y'all something. Y'all will not beat me in Call of Duty. I will destroy all of y'all. I'm kidding. But no, like, I love Call of Duty, guys. I remember I was in college. This one guy, he's like, man, Alonzo, I can destroy in Call of Duty. And I haven't played for like 2 years. I'm like, okay, sure. So I think it was like Call of Duty, something came out, like Advanced Warfare. Man, I destroyed that guy. It was 24-0 by the time I was done with it. 25, I was like, man. I was like, yeah. But you know, by the way, you know how you can use those mics to contact people? Do you guys cuss over that? What do you guys say? Is that stuff edifying to the Lord? Maybe you have your Instagram, and it bothers me. You have your Instagram. People is taking pictures of themselves. Yeah, man, listen to music, bleep this, bleep that. And they have on their profile, I'm a Christian, child of the King. And you living like that?
Right.
Guys, let me tell you something. At the age that you're already right now, you don't know how amazing you can reach other teenagers. If you set a path for them. If you set a straight up path for them that they will like to follow, you're good. But as long as it's for the Lord. Their ways was commendable. Their ways was commendable. Look at this. Where is the good way when you walk there? There was a positive results. Number one, there was a positive past. And number two, there was positive results. What do you mean by that? Hey guys, when you walk in the ways of the Lord, when you get blessed by the Lord, by the way, the fervent prayer affects man very much. Man, look, I can't even speak right now. My mind is hot in here now. You guys hot?
Yeah.
Man. Josh, what are you doing these people, man? Come on. You guys getting chased up now. Guys, there was a positive result. What do you mean by that? When they follow the Lord, they're being blessed by God. When you follow, how do you want to be blessed by the Lord? I mean, you guys, how do you want to be blessed by the Lord? I want to be blessed in my life, but the only way I can be blessed, put your hands down there. The only way that I can be blessed, look at this verse. After the old path, it says, where is the good way? And you walk through it. Guys, let me say something about the old paths. The people that set up a path in your life, follow it. Don't go with the new path. Don't go with the new trend in this world. Don't go with the new, let's go to this kind of church. Listen to this kind of music. Let's listen to rock Christian music and all this simple desires. Guys, I think about when people say, why are we against Joel Osteen? Why are we against TJ Jakes? Why are we against Joyce Myers? Here's the reason why we're against them. They have set a way that distance themselves from the Word of God.
Yeah.
That's how it is. When you hear their name, Joel Osteen, what does Joel Osteen believe? This is the new way that people think. Joel Osteen believes in a postmodernist idea. It's called, I can't even say the word every single time. Get to this right. It's called relativism. Okay? It means what is true with one person may not be true with the other. That means there was no absolute truth built in that. Postmodernism consists of many philosophies. Okay? That's one of them. And each idea in there distinctly states that there is no absolute truth. That means there's no absolute truth. And what is Joel Osteen saying? I read his book. It's called Your Time Now. Your Best Life Now. And you know he says in there, the only way you want something in your life is, if you want a Lamborghini, like you, John, if you want a car, a nice car, you have to think, visualize, and imagine that. Now, what does the Bible say we should set our affections at? Exactly. Each one is it. Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. Set your affections on things above, not on things on the earth. Why? Because moth and rust doth corrupt. And he's there placing us. Think about this, guys. He's placing us an authority above God by making sure that we're the ones who decide for our own lives on what we want by thinking and imagining and visualizing. Does that sound right? No. He's basically making us gods in our own selves. And he's turning these things, these idols. We're actually idolizing things that we want. That's not right. That's why we don't listen to Joel Osteen with his beliefs. That's why we can't have that right, because guess what? At the end of the day, his way is not right. His way is not the Lord's. Because you see these people inside his church, I bet he won't even preach the word of God in that place. I bet if we were to say some of you profess that you know God, but your words they deny him, I'm going to tell you something. He will get kicked out, his church will get closed down, and he'll be bankrupt. If he preaches the word of God. And guess what, guys? That's one thing with the society nowadays. They don't want the old paths.
Right.
They didn't want the old path. Let me tell you something. I work at a jiu-jitsu place, and I played, Jay was there, me and Darren were sparring or rolling. You know what? I was playing my Christian music. I don't care. What's he going to do to beat me up? No, I'm playing. Okay. And what is he going to do? It's amazing how people get so uncomfortable with my Christian music. Well, it's offensive. You think I don't get offensive with you cussing around me? You think I don't get offensive with you listening to that trash around me?
Right.
But yet but Joshua, they have a problem with me listening to my Christian music that helps them daily, that glorifies God and gives them the things that they need, that they never thought they had.
Right.
That's the old paths. Guess what? Like the children of Israel, they don't like the old paths. Like the world nowadays, they don't like the old path. And what's the old path? The old path is what God is. That's Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is for the ways that He has set for us. It's a standard. Guys, look, when you go inside someone's house, you're not going to take a paint can and start writing graffiti on the wall, right? Because it ain't your house.
Right.
Now, don't die. God forbid, don't die at your house. So, can I ask you something? Why on God's green earth do we want to come and are thinking that we own our own lives? We do what we want to do. When you got saved, your body's not of your own. It's Jesus Christ.
Right.
And how dare we take God's rules and His standards, cramble up and throw it over our shoulders? The ways that the children of Israel took was a good way, but they forsook it. Look at this right here. After the old path says, where is the good way? God commended them. Hey guys, let me tell you something. When it was a good way, they walked through it, and you shall find rest for your souls. When you walk in the ways of the Lord, you find peace and rest.
Yeah.
When you walk in the ways of God, God will put you in a place where you don't have to worry about anything anymore just to serve Him. Let me tell you something. This world, they look for the rudiments of sin. They look for the pleasures of life. But at the end of the day, their ways, their paths is wrong.
Right.
I'm leading up to my main point, my final point. It is wrong. And guess what? I've seen it so many times. People, they want to do, I'm going to do my own thing. I see high school people, like high school, 15, 16. They come to our camp at PCC. Boom! Next day they're dead. 16 years old. Why? They followed the ways to destruction. 16 years old. That's like 4 years apart, 3 or 4 years apart from you guys. You shall find rest, guys. Look, the old path of Christ is to help you gain peace and rest. Peace and rest. Guys, I can lay my head down every single night in my bed knowing that God has great care for me. So why not share that path with your friends?
Right.
Hey man, you guys can have peace and rest. You guys can have a life unto God. You guys can have the wonderful things of the Lord if you just follow Him. But in return, you have to listen to what He has to say. You can't change your ways like the children of Israel. He says, and you shall find rest for your souls. But they said, look at this, a present designation. They were good. They had a positive past. They had a positive result from it. But then look at this right now, guys. Their present designation. It says this. But they said, we will not walk therein. Wow. By the end of their lifetime, no matter how good that they're doing, you know what? I believe this. You can put on a show for people, but you can't put on a show for God.
Right.
But look, Pastor, this is my pet peeve. This is my pet peeve with people when they sing in the church. When I go to different kinds of churches and stuff like this, I've been in different churches down in the south or whatever, and I see so many people sing, and I go on Instagram, they're over there doing social drinking. Can I ask you something? When you sing, do you actually believe the words?
Hey, right.
Oh, I believe that Jesus, He rose again. And do you actually believe that for once in your life? Do you believe the salvation? Oh, I believe that God led me through a valley. Do you actually believe that? Were you actually in the valley for you to be able to sing that song? Or are you just singing it for the churches to get recognition? Right. Guys, let me tell you something. There's so many people. They have everything, but they still want to walk in the old ways. I was a junior boys. I'm quite sure Brother Bob, they remember me. Man, I'm sitting in that classroom with my big old tie on, my little pants way up here because I was a nerd. Let me tell you something. I remember, Josh, you remember those days? Daring, we were junior boys. And I was watching the show. Have you guys seen Band of Brothers? I don't think you guys seen Band of Brothers. You remember at that part where at the Battle of the Bulge, all of them were sitting down in that church? What happened to the lead guy? Lead guy got his leg blown off. And you see their body, they're all sitting in the church listening to what the choir was singing. And basically, they'll tell the whole people what happened to Lieutenant, I forgot his name. Well, let's call him Lieutenant from now. You got people like Lead God. And they show their faces. This man got his leg blown off, and they just disappear. What happened to Lieutenant over here? PTSD disappeared. And you know what, man? If I can do that right now, Mr. Tripp, I would have us sit right there, right now, CGI the place out of that thing, and have all of us sit down there and say, these people, they were in the Junior Boys from here and all the way up. Where are they now?
Right. Yeah.
I can only guarantee this. Probably 5 of us would be sitting on that pew by ourselves. 5 of us.
Yeah.
There are people that used to sit where you were sitting. People used to sit where they were sitting in there. And now they backslide. Why? Because they want to walk in their own way.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what they wanted. And guys, I hope this doesn't happen. But if you guys are not careful, some of you probably will be here by the time you hit like 17 or 18.
That's right. That's right.
I said, how come you're still
Right
here?
there.
How are you still in this church? Guys, I'm in this church because by the grace of God.
Amen.
You don't know how many times, let me tell you something, when I was in college, I wanted to quit the Christian life. I'm dead serious.
Yep.
I said, God, is this what you want for me to suffer with trials, temptation? Then just kill me. Let me quit.
Yeah.
But I said, there are too many people, God, that you put in my life that looked up to me. I will keep your ways, God. Because why? That's why I'm here for. I love God too much for me to backslide. I can't. I can't. If I do, I pray to God to kill me. Because I'd rather die than to put God's name to the dirt. I can't be that way. I want to live a life where people can look up to. That God can look down from them and say, thank you, Hans, for stepping that way. Thank you for keeping the old ways and not turning away from me. Nathan, keep the ways. Ethan, keep the ways. John, keep the ways. The old pastor still works and is still good.
That's right.
Don't,
Yes, sir.
man, look, listen to this right here. Think about this, about the book of Jeremiah. I'm almost done. They're God's people. There were people of strange speech. They were not. But if you think about it, a whole multitude turned their backs from God. Think about that. A whole multitude. That's nothing what goes on in churches nowadays sometimes, to be honest with you. In churches, you have one person leave here, you have one person leave there, a whole multitude turn their backs on God, and they just turn away from Him. Can you imagine being in Jeremiah's position, seeing the whole people of God just disappear like that?
Right.
That's why he was called a weeping prophet, because his heart yearned. Guys, when was the last time your heart yearned for your friends?
Right.
Do you love them enough? Do you love them enough to share the gospel with them? Does your life reflect the Holy Ghost? Does it reflect the Son of God so when people see you, hey, there's something different about you. I want to know about Jesus. There's something different about you. Or do we just give our own way? Do we play PUBG? Do we cuss over the mics and let other people know about us? Do we play Xbox One, PS4? What kind of games do we play? What kind of life do we show? Guys, it's not just a game council, but it's out there in the world. How do you talk in your public schools? And guys, I'm not trying to bash you over the hell of the Bible or anything like that. I'm just trying to say, watch yourselves because people are watching you. There's a lot of people watching me. A lot of people watching you, Mr. Tripp. Brother Bob, everyone in here, a lot of people. And guess what, believe it or not, you think that, oh, I'm only 13, I'm only 12. Are they even watching me? They are watching you big time.
Yes, sir.
Oh, once you say that you're a Christian, the spotlight's on you, brother. You ain't doing no Michael Jackson, boom, walk out the door. You have to stay in your spot and stand up for Christ. And I want to explain this word. He says, standing in the way. You know what that means? You're not going to be moved. If I'm standing right here, it means I'm standing. I ain't moving.
Right.
That's how it is. But there's too many Christians, when they stand, they get tired. They start, they start, oh man, they start moving away slowly. They're taking that step back. They can't stand at one spot. They can't stand in the gap. Why? Why can't they? Because they didn't want to keep the ways of the Lord. Because look what they said in their heart. We will not walk therein. We can play the game now, but in the future, God help us.
Yes.
There's going to be a day where we're going to stand before a great, mighty God. He says, what have you done for me? And let me tell you something, too. People like Mr. Tripp and I, we're going to be judged for the work because we're holding accountable for you guys. Let me tell you something. That doesn't mean nothing. You guys should still serve the Lord. I'm encouraging you. Take a pocket full of trash and go out there and pass out the gospel. Y'all are never too young. You're not too young. You guys got this. Think about it as a privilege. A mighty God in heaven wants us to serve Him. Think about that. Think about that. You know the people in the rich palace, you see them walk around with their servants? They have the nice robes, they have everything nice on. They're serving a king, and the king allows them to stay in their house and sleep on their nice beds in order to serve them. Look what we have. Look what we have. Guys, they chose not to walk in the ways of the Lord. walk in the ways of Christ. And you see that God will bless you. See, I struggle with certain things. I struggle with the clicking junks on the computer. I struggle with the dirty thoughts. Guys, I'm going to say something now. When you read in Psalm chapter 9, verse, I think it was verse 9, 10 through 11, it says, wherefore shall young men cleanse his ways by taking heed to the word thereof. The only way you can cleanse your ways, you have it right here. So do we read it? That's a big question. It says, thy words have I hid in my heart, that I might not sin against thee. By the time he gets to that point of sin, the word of God is already in his heart. That's the only way you guys can break free from any sin you're holding on to.
Right.
Taking heed to the word thereof. He says, night and day have I sought thee. I'm not trying to change the subject here when I say this. How many of you guys play the God of War? Be honest with me. I'm not going to look down on you guys. Okay, there's a level in there. You have to fight all the Valkyries, right?
Well,
No, it's a level of the Valkyries. You remember that? You have to fight all the Valkyries. Yeah, the God of War. Listen to me. I looked it up. You have to fight all these Valkyries in there. And I looked how many people tried to beat the Queen Valkyrie. It took them about 2 weeks to beat that thing. And he spent how many hours on it? 10 hours just to beat that thing. Guys, what will it take for us to beat that sin in our lives? What will it take for us to beat that sin in our lives? Are we going to go the distance? I have this sin in my life, night and day, I will read this. We spend so much time in the game council, spend time in the Word. Guys, there's nothing wrong with video games, but if you place that more than your Bible, something's wrong there.
Amen.
Okay? Because I'm a living proof, I love video games. But guess what? This comes first. This gotta come first, guys. Stand strong, live right for God. Guys, I appreciate your attention. Thank you so much, Josh, for having me in here. Let's bow our heads in prayer. Steve, I get to you talking to class. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, Lord. Thank you, God, for these teens in here, Lord. Lord, I know what sin they struggle with. And Lord, help them, God, to keep the path, Lord, the righteous. Lord, help them, God, to walk in your ways. Because there's going to be a day and time, Lord, where people look